For many people across the globe, Dragon Ball was their first exposure to anime. This iconic gateway anime helped many to discover what anime was all about. The immense popularity of this series impacted pop culture the world over. But beyond just being popular, Akira Toriyama's work left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry as a whole. Dragon Ball had a profound impact on the manga and anime mediums, but the video game and film industries were forever impacted by Toriyama's work as well. Akira Toriyama has left an incredible legacy, inspiring generations of storytellers and artists with his groundbreaking and genre-defining work. While it's impossible to quantify just how far-reaching his impact was, we can discuss some of the defining features of his work and how they influence the entire entertainment industry. Akira Toriyama's distinct art style set his work apart from his peers. In our interview with YouTuber Forgotten Relics, he explained what made his work so unique for its time.
If you look at his designs at the time and you look at the manga that was coming out in the 80s, like Fist of the North Star and whatnot, it's just these very muscular, detailed characters. And then you have Toriyama, who has just like these little simply drawn blob characters. It's like a complete 180 to everything that was kind of popular at the time. And I think that made it stand out not only in the West, but in Japan as well.
He first found success in the early 80s with his award-winning manga series Dr. Slump, which made Toriyama a household name. Dr. Slump was quickly adapted into an anime series that aired in the primetime 7 p.m. slot on Fuji TV, a time slot that would go on to feature Toriyama's anime adaptations continuously for a staggering 18 years. His next major work came shortly after in 1984 and would catapult him to global stardom: the Dragon Ball series. The Dragon Ball series took the world by storm, becoming one of the best-selling manga of all time and rapidly expanding into anime adaptations, games, films, and merchandising. Inspired by his love for martial arts films like Enter the Dragon and the classic Chinese story Journey to the West, Dragon Ball incorporated many aspects of Asian storytelling tradition and martial arts that would go on to become iconic tropes of shonen anime. So much so that Dragon Ball is considered the father of modern shonen. Shonen is simply anime and manga that is targeted at the young male demographic, and much of the most popular and recognizable anime is part of that category. The creators of One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, and countless more have cited Dragon Ball as a key inspiration. Dragon Ball set the blueprint for just about every shonen anime to follow. But while Akira Toriyama's distinct art style clearly influenced things like the spiky hair of anime protagonists or Naruto's orange jumpsuit, let's be more specific about some of the more defining and influential features of Dragon Ball. Before Dragon Ball Z, most animated series the world over were episodic, meaning that each episode has a short standalone story. Dragon Ball Z told a serialized story with a narrative that carried over throughout each episode. In the wake of this series, serialized anime became standard practice. Dragon Ball Z brought in many real-world aspects of martial arts, such as training, tournament arcs, and the concept of channeling ki. While ki is a core aspect of Eastern philosophy and many martial arts, its visual depiction in the Dragon Ball series was particularly impactful. According to Katsuhiro Harada, producer of the Tekken video game series, Dragon Ball was the first to show in a visual aspect this Kamehameha, this ki, and the way you manifest it. Normally you wouldn't be able to see it visually. These are all things that Dragon Ball was one of the first to show off. And not just Tekken, but a lot of Japanese games were probably influenced by the way you show this kind of power of a fighter. Maybe Street Fighter wouldn't even have a fireball if it wasn't for Dragon Ball. Or at least the way it was visually shown. This visual display of concentrated energy paired with the concept of power levels, with characters able to progress into powerful new forms by concentrating their energy. Since the Dragon Ball series, nearly every shonen anime series incorporates these elements. From unique power systems with visual depictions of energy to tournament arcs, modern shonen and video games were forever changed by the Dragon Ball series. But Akira Toriyama's work had an even more direct influence on the video game industry. His character designs for the 1986 JRPG Dragon Quest brought his unique manga and anime art style to the gaming world. This manga and anime art style helped the game to become a bestseller in Japan, with its distinct aesthetics permanently influencing the JRPG genre. It would define the look of the genre, with a huge amount of iconic RPGs like Final Fantasy featuring manga and anime art styles and citing his work as inspiration. During the console boom of the 1990s, so many RPGs followed in this distinct design style, and Toriyama affirmed his place at the core of this design trend with his character designs for the legendary RPG Chrono Trigger in 1995. The RPG and fighting game genres both took on the visual depictions of power from the Dragon Ball series. And since those early developmental years of the video game industry, the design of Akira Toriyama has shaped the medium as a whole. The 90s saw Akira Toriyama's work become a global sensation, inspiring countless artists to incorporate that influence into their work. Its huge popularity in America inspired many young filmmakers. The flying martial art fight scenes in particular influenced early anime-inspired works like the Matrix series, as well as Man of Steel and many, many others. Similar visual depictions of energy are evident in Scott Pilgrim and the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Sean used the 10 rings to do this crazy Kamehameha fireball that exploded the thing, and he saved the world.
Akira Toriyama's work had an immense impact on the entire entertainment industry the world over. He's left an incredible legacy, and his work will continue to inspire generations of artists to come. The Dragon Ball series may be the most iconic gateway anime of all time. So we owe a great debt to Akira Toriyama's impact on all of our lives. Let us know how Akira Toriyama impacted you in the comments below. Of course, we've barely scratched the surface of this man's incredible life and career. But if you want some more Akira Toriyama, you can watch our interview with YouTuber Forgotten Relics, who explains more about his iconic art style. You can also watch our podcast episode where we explore the overwhelming impact of Dragon Ball Z. Or you can watch our other podcast episodes diving into the crossover between JRPGs and anime, in which we discuss Toriyama's impact. Please like and subscribe to hear more from us. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok. If you want some exclusive content and early access to our best videos and podcasts, head over to our Patreon for more.